So today, we're going to unpack a business model that's being sold as a total revolution. It's this idea of mixing the subscription economy, like Netflix or Spotify, with the world of network marketing. We're going to dive into a presentation from a promoter named Johnny Dimos to figure out if this whole $10 club idea is actually changing the game for people trying to build a side hustle, or if it's just a new coat of paint on an old concept.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The entire pitch kicks off by highlighting one single massive problem. The claim is that if you try to start an online business, especially in the old school network marketing world, the whole system is basically rigged against you from the start.
So the argument they're making is that the traditional ways of doing this stuff are fundamentally flawed. They're built on a foundation that, according to the pitch, pretty much guarantees that most people who try it are going to fail. Now, what's really fascinating here is how they break down those hurdles. See, the old model usually relies on selling really expensive products with huge markups. But let's be real, with the cost of everything going up, most people just can't afford to keep buying those things every single month. And that creates this vicious cycle where the distributors, the people trying to sell the stuff, end up spending way more than they make, and eventually they just burn out. And the result of all that? Well, it's pretty much what you would expect. People jump in with all these hopes and dreams of building something for their family, maybe paying off some debt. But they just get frustrated and end up quitting altogether. And this whole problem is the perfect setup for what they present as the new solution. So what is this supposedly different approach? Well, the whole idea pivots away from selling those pricey products. Instead, it focuses on something we're all super familiar with, subscriptions. This right here. This is the core question of the whole presentation. Think about it. We all pay for subscriptions. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Costco, and we tell our friends about them all the time, right? But we don't get a dime for it. So this new model asks a really powerful question. What if you did? What if you actually got paid for those referrals? And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have your standard subscriptions where you pay, you get access, and that's it. But on the other side, you've got this hybrid model where, you pay for access to products, but you also get the chance to earn money just by sharing the membership itself. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of how this whole thing is supposed to work. We're going to look at the company at the heart of this presentation, LiveGood, and see exactly how their membership club is put together. So everything hangs on this one number, $9.95 a month. The argument is that this isn't about marking up products. The entire business model, they claim, is fueled by millions of people just paying this small monthly fee to be part of the club. And because the company's making money from the membership, they can supposedly do something radically different with their product pricing. Just look at this table. The presentation highlights these massive price differences. They're saying members can get products for a tiny fraction of what competitors charge, all because the company's profits aren't tied to product sales. You can really see how these benefits are framed as the antidote to the problems with the old model. You get access to these cheap products, but here's the key. There's no pressure, no requirement to buy anything ever, no forced monthly auto ships, and they even offer a 90-day money-back guarantee, even if the bottle's empty. Okay, but that's just one side of the coin. The other half is, of course, the opportunity to make money. So let's break down how the affiliates, the people who actually promote this membership, get paid. So to be able to earn commissions, you have to pay to play. There's a one-time $40 affiliate fee plus your first month's $9.95 membership. So you're looking at just under $50 to get in the game. The pay plan has a bunch of different parts, but the presentation really zeroes in on these three main ones. You've got your fast start bonus, which is like an immediate thank you for signing someone up. Then there are the matrix commissions, which are designed to be a long-term residual income. And finally, you have the matching bonus, and you're about to see why this one is the big deal. And here it is. The promoter is crystal clear about this. He basically says, look, the other stuff is nice, but the real life-changing money, the thing that's going to rewrite the industry's history, is the matching bonus. So what is it exactly? It's actually pretty simple. Remember those matrix commissions we just talked about? Well, for every single person you personally enroll, whatever they earn from their matrix each month, you get a bonus that's equal to 50% of that amount. The idea is that this gives you a massive incentive to actually help your team win. So once the mechanics are all laid out, the presentation it goes big, really big. It starts framing the company's growth and vision by comparing it to some of the biggest names on the planet.
To give you a sense of their growth, they claim LiveGood hit 1 million members in just 12 months. And look at this, that's faster than it took giants like Amazon, Netflix, or even Costco to hit that same milestone.
And that momentum supposedly just kept going. 3 years in, as of this presentation, the company claimed it was closing in on 2.5 million members around the world. The point they're making is that this kind of scale gives them the power to move into their next phase. And this, well, this is the ultimate vision, the big, bold claim. Not just to be another supplement company, but to become the next Amazon of the entire online world, all built on the back of this membership model. So, if you only remember one thing from this entire presentation, make it this. The company doesn't think of itself as a supplement company, it sees itself as a buyer's club. Yeah, they started with health and wellness products, but the real product they're selling is the membership. And with that membership, they could theoretically sell anything in the future. Which brings us right back to the big question. This whole thing is framed as a total disruption, a subscription revolution. It mixes the comfortable idea of a membership club with the power of referral marketing. So, is it a truly revolutionary new model, or is it just a very clever repackaging of a familiar pitch? That's the question we're left with.